Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 6 video lesson. This is your instructor Zahmid. I hope that you're doing well. So my dear learners, in this today's video lesson, we will be covering an SLO from unit number 3. The title is Captain Muhammad Sarwar Shaheed. This will be our lecture number 4B. Again, we are dealing with our competency of grammar, and let's read our students learning outcome or SLO for this lesson. So our SLO is recognize the form and functions of present continuous tense. Now, it's very simple. We will be trying to understand that how the present continuous tense works, how we can use them, how we can recognize it, both its form and its function. Now, let's get started, but now you have to understand about that this SLO is linked with the previous grade 1 so that you can recall the concept that you have already learned. Now, for today's brainstorming session, we have a very interesting question for you, a very interesting prompt. It's about what are you doing right now? Tell it in a sentence. So, the thing that you're doing right now, you can describe it, pause the video, think about it, write it down, or talk to your fellow about it. Now, after this quick brainstorming session, let's move on to the main topic of present continuous tense. Now, from your book's page number 23, let's read that how we can form present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is formed from the present tense of the verb be and the present participle or ing form of a verb. So let's look at an example which has broken it down for you. The sentence, the children are sleeping. This is an example of present continuous tense used in a sentence. We know that children is a subject, are is the helping verb, and our verb sleep is followed by the participle form ing, verb's first form plus ing. So this is how we form a present continuous tense. A subject, a helping verb, and the form of verb, the first form with ing. Now let's look at another example. It says the artist is painting a picture. The artist is our subject, is our helping verb, paint is supposed to be our verb in the first form, and we are using the ing form with it because it's happening right now and we are using our present continuous tense, and followed by an object. So there could be an object, there could not be an object, doesn't matter. So this is how you form your present continuous tense. Now after looking at these two examples, we know that we use the form of verb in the first form with the participle ing to form a present continuous tense. Now moving on, let's read. We use the present continuous tense to talk about the present. Now, in this situation, for something that is happening at the moment of speaking, if something is happening when you are speaking it, for example, the children are playing. This is happening right at the moment. This is when we use our present continuous tense. Another thing is for a temporary action which may not be happening at the time of speaking. For example, I'm reading The Hobbit nowadays. Now this is not currently happening, but the rule is that for a temporary action which may not be happening at the time of speaking. So this is a good example of this situation, I am not reading at this moment, but usually, habitually, and currently I am reading The Hobbit nowadays. So this will also be considered and used as a present continuous tense. Now, the last thing is for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. For example, I'm going to the hospital tonight. Now the plan is to go tonight, but still we are using our present continuous tense because the action has already been arranged to take place in the near future. Another example is, my uncle is arriving tomorrow. Now we used the verb arrive in its first form. By adding ing, we make this present continuous tense. So with all these three different situations, we use our present continuous tense. You can pause the video, note these things down, and remember to use your present continuous tense efficiently and according to the rules. Now, let's see how we can form a positive, a negative, and an interrogative present continuous tense in a sentence. We can make a positive sentence by adding the subject, the helping verb, the first verb form, and ing included, plus the object. For example, they had been playing tennis. They is the subject, had been is the helping verb, playing is the verb with which we use ing, and then tennis is our object. So by using this formula, this rule, we can make so many different present continuous tenses in a sentence. We can make a sentence with present continuous tense. Now for the negative sentence, they are not playing tennis. We will form this into a present continuous tense by the subject plus the helping verb plus not and then verb with ing and followed by an object. For example, they are not playing tennis. We just added not to make a negative sentence. To make an interrogative sentence in the form of present continuous tense, you will first write the helping verb, then the subject, then the verb with ing and followed by the object. Let's look at an example. Are they playing tennis? Are is the helping verb, s followed by the subject they. Playing is made by the first form of verb followed by ing, and also the object we are talking about, which is tennis. So we made a positive, a negative, and an interrogative sentence in present continuous tense. So now let's look at some real life examples to understand more about present continuous tense. She is studying for the exam for hours. Now she is currently studying it. That's why we consider it as a present continuous tense. It is raining outside. A subject, a helping verb, verb with ing, and the object or the preposition that we used. He is working on the project for weeks. Now, maybe he is not currently working on the project, but he is working on the project. This is also when we use our present continuous tense. We looked at different situations in where we use present continuous tense in the previous slides. Now, after learning about present continuous tense, in different situations with examples, and we broke down that how we can make our positive, negative and interrogative with present continuous tense. Now you have a simulation video in front of you that you can watch to learn more about this topic. Moving on to our classroom activity from page 23, you're supposed to choose the correct option in the present continuous tense for the following sentences. These are your multiple choice questions for your classroom activity. Now, here is a worksheet to solve that would be distributed to you from your teacher or your facilitator. Now, it's time to do actually learn about our homework. In the homework, you'll make sentences in your notebook in present continuous tense, include negative and interrogative forms too. So, you can also make positive sentences, and you will also make negative and interrogative kind of sentences in the present continuous tense. Now, finally, we are here at the end of the lesson. We learned so much about present continuous tense, its forms and its functions. Now it's time to introduce you to resources, worksheet, presentation, a lesson plan, a question bank, and finally a skill sheet. All these are available for your help in the description of the video or in the QR code. You can access them easily. Thank you for listening. I hope that you had great time learning about present continuous tense, its form, how we can form those sentences using our present continuous tense, and also we saw the different situations in which we use present continuous tense. Till the next video lesson, Allah Hafiz.